Good day everyone, I'm Aslan Lutfi from Pride Advice and Accounting, and I'm joined here today by Pride's very own financial performance engineer and small business financial ops specialist, Kate Kemp. Kate, thank you for joining us today.
No worries, nice to be here.
We're grateful that you're here, and what we'd like to talk about is the government measures for small businesses and our small business clients.
Sure, well look, this is a challenging environment and we need to respond to it. The government's stepped in with some incentive and packages, and I think there's been a lot of confusion out there of what it means and what's going to happen. I think it's really important to understand that the purpose of these incentives are to keep people in jobs, and so a lot of the incentive is tied directly to your PAYG withholding, or the tax that you withhold from your employees.
Kate, so tell us, how does the PAYG incentive work?
Right, so again, there's been a bit of confusion around the wording of that. What the PAYG rebate is literally a credit on your BAS statement, on your BAS lodgement, or against your ATO account. So if you lodge your BAS and you varied your PAYG to nil, which has been an ATO directive or an idea, and you then have your PAYG lodged on your BAS, it shows what you've withheld from your employees, including yourself, then the ATO will credit that PAYG amount 100% off your BAS to a total of $100,000 over those 3 quarters. So the confusion was that people thought they were getting a cash payment to their bank accounts. That's not the case unless your BAS goes into a refund position or your ATO account goes into a refund position. So it is a rebate of 100% of PAYGW up to $100,000 across those 3 quarters.
Okay, excellent. So the instruction is lodge your BAS as normal and the ATO will automatically apply that credit for you.
Absolutely. And make sure that your BAS lodgement, whoever's managing your BAS lodgement, is across it, and make sure they're consulting with you about the most strategic way to present those PAYG figures, particularly for yourselves as wage owners in your own businesses. There are 2 other really key incentives that we probably should talk about. One is the guaranteed loans for small businesses that will be issued through the major lenders and non-bank lenders for that matter. And they're up to $250,000 for 3 years with 6-month payment deferral terms. Now, the government said that they'll guarantee 50% of those loans on those terms, but they are still subject to approval. So important to get in now and talk to your financial institutions or your relationship managers over the process. What we're seeing, not only with the ATO, but with the banks and with the state government bodies around payroll tax, is that while we've had these incentives passed by legislation last night, they don't know how to make it work yet. So they're just scrambling to figure out the mechanics, the administration. Just good time for us as business owners to get on the front foot, be proactive around not only managing our cash flow on a day-to-day basis, but looking at the best possible way to take advantage of these incentives that are there to support small businesses and keep people in jobs. Basically.
Yep, absolutely.
Really important to notice that in the legislation also, the insolvency laws have changed. It's now okay for the next 6 months to be trading insolvent, and let's face it, a lot of us will be. And the conditions for liquidation, so a creditor needs to be in debt for $20,000 and have a no response period for 6 months before they can push a business into a liquidation position. So again, that just gives us smaller businesses wriggle room and time to adjust to the new economic environments.
Sure. And what are the key initial steps that a small business owner should be doing now?
So lean in, ask for support, make sure that whoever is managing your financials for you is across it. They should already have come to you with not only these incentives, but some ideas and tools to manage your cash flow, support around 3-way forecasting, so that's profit forecasting, balance sheet forecasting, and most importantly, off the back of those 2 comes cash flow forecasting. So your advisors would have already come to you with that kind of information. So lean into that, make sure your financials are really closely managed. And I think really remember that you're the most important part of your business, and you're personally more important to your business, your friends, your family, even to us, than your business is itself. So there'll be a lot of people feeling a little bit of distress, or actually quite a lot of distress. With self-care, guys, we have to go out there and understand that we're all in the same boat, and we're all going to pull together to get through this.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a very meaningful point. We do encourage you to give us a call. Start with your accountant, start with your bookkeepers. Give us a call, and we will be available to chat to you and let you know what the next steps are.
Yeah,
Thank you,
absolutely.
Kate.
You're very welcome.